people ask if I like go off-road and dirt roads and stuff, and it's like, no, you know, I gotta keep this thing mint. I'm just kidding. Back to working on the suspension. Kind of took a little bit of a hiatus for a bit. I've got the quarantine thickness going on and my hair is out of control. So therefore, hood's coming back on. So what I'm going to be doing right now is I'm going to unbolt the upper A-arms here. And I've already gotten the strut rod bolt out on that side. I'm going to take the torsion bars out on both sides. And then it's just 4 bolts for the K-member. I'm going to drop this whole thing out in one shot. And suspension will be out. And over here is my Willwood Dynalite kit. These are the drilled and slotted rotors. And man, I can't even tell you how much of a difference these things make. So I took those off just because I don't want them to get damaged during the whole suspension dropout process. Alright, it is that time. I'm about to drop the whole K-member and suspension out. Only thing left I got to do is just unbolt the 4 bolts that hold the K-member up into the frame rails. I've already taken the torsion bars out and dude, this side actually came out pretty nice, but I had to fight that side. And I'm thinking it didn't get greasy on that side from like all my leaks that I had, because this had like power steering fluid on there and some oil. And this one essentially just kind of slid right out. I didn't really have to fight that one at all, but this one was just a pain in the butt to get out of there. But yeah, take a look at these things. They are clapped out, and I don't know, I'm not sure if you'd be able to tell in here, but they look like they're bent at an angle. Pretty sure it was time for those to get changed out anyway. So, alright, I'm going to get going on this. I'm just going to unbolt the 4 bolts there. Everything underneath here is ready to go. I got the bolts out of the upper control arm, so it is ready to drop out. Let's do it. K-member is unbolted. A-arms are loose. Let's go ahead and lower this thing down, huh? Yeah. Alright, she is free and clear. Sweet. Alright guys, and here it is, the whole setup out of this thing, and it's pretty gross. Pretty crusty, rusty, and just friggin' nasty. The only thing I'm keeping from this whole setup are my spindles for my disc brakes, and I am genuinely excited for my QA1 suspension to be in this thing. I can't wait to see how it handles. But for right now, I'm going to clean up all of this crap and oil from off the sides of my frame rails, and I'm going to clean the whole engine compartment. I'm going to get rid of most of this wiring and just kind of clean it up some, because I really don't need all of it in here. And then I'm just going to take care of this little rusty spot just from like the heater core, just because I don't want that rust to continue anywhere else. I'm going to take this battery tray out and build a new one and mount it in the trunk so that I can save some space up here, and I'll probably build the air box. And my phone died mid-sentence, so anyway, I'm going to build my air box right here. And I was talking to a friend of mine about maybe doing some Hellcat headlights so that my air intake can be right in the middle of the headlight. But I haven't decided that yet, so but just for right now, I'm going to get rid of this, and then I'm going to clean all this up and make it all spiffy clean, man. Hey, what's up, guys? So it's actually been a couple weeks since you saw that last picture, and I've gone ahead and just cleaned up the engine compartment already. I took care of all of the wiring that was in here that I don't really need. I got most of the grease. Well, actually, I did. I got all the grease off this thing, and it was a pain in the butt. I still got to do like underneath the car where the exhaust is, but other than that, this thing is pretty squeaky clean, and I'll show you right now all exactly what I did clean up and what I still need to touch up as far as the engine compartment goes. So check it out. So this is the engine compartment now, pretty much cleaned up. I got rid of all the grease, all the grime. I got rid of the battery tray because it was just rusty and corroded, and it completely broke off that bolt there. I'll show you. So I was like trying to get this out, And the bolt was like totally rusted to this, and I was like, just broke it off still. It's fine, it's whatever. Gonna be mounting the battery in the trunk anyway, so that's fine. So in addition to getting all of the grease off the sides of the frame rails, I also took care of most of the wiring, the extra wiring that was in here. Like I unplugged like the bulkhead there. I got rid of the ballast resistor and a couple other things that were just hanging out that are just not necessary anymore. The only thing as far as wiring that I'm hanging on to just for right now, just in case, is the wiring that goes to the headlights, because I'm just not sure what I'm going to need and not need as far as wiring goes when the time comes to actually wire this thing. So for right now, these are gonna stay. All right, and then as far as the Hemi goes, the other day I took care of the belt situation because I got rid of the AC compressor, so that freed up a bunch of slack in the belt. So I ended up just cutting the belt, making sure that the tensioner was about halfway where it's sitting now, overlapped the two ends, and then marked it, and then went to the auto parts store and we got a measurement, and yeah, worked out pretty sweet. Belt is tight and the tensioner is sitting right in the middle where it's supposed to, so I'm pretty happy with that. Alright guys, so as far as the suspension goes, I know I've already mentioned it before, but I'm going to be doing the QA1 Level 2 handling kit for this. So that is strut rods, that's K-member, upper and lower control arm, that's and then the front sway bar. And I will be doing their shocks too, their single adjustable. And then the only thing that kit doesn't come with is the torsion bars. So I'm going to be getting the torsion bars from Hotchkiss, and Hotchkiss has a pretty thick set. That I think they're like an inch and an eighth or something like that. They're pretty big. So I'm going to be getting the torsion bars from them and also the rear sway bar for my 8 3/4, which is going to be really nice. So to make the suspension look really nice in here, like I said, I'm going to paint everything up here white, but I'm going to be painting my frame rails black. I think it would look really nice. And if you look on this side, I already went ahead and painted my inner fender wells all black, and it looks really, really clean. I really like that. Same thing on the other side here. Boom. Spiffy, clean, man. Looks really, really good. I'll have to show you guys some other time when it's back in the sunlight, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. Like I said, I just want to paint the frame rails on the inside, and then I'm going to paint the underneath of the car too, so I can get that all ready. Oh, something that's also totally crazy and awesome. So my buddies over at Mopar's 5150 this year for Christmas did their own Mopar giveaway. So they gave away 4 project cars, which is insane. And then they gave away some in-between prizes, like a bunch of merch, and then a few $500 AMD gift cards, and then like 3 or 4 US Car Tool chassis stiffening kits. And I just so happened to win the chassis stiffening kit, which is unreal because this thing totally needs it. So now that this Hemi is going to be in this car, obviously the torque and the horsepower is just going to be way more astronomical than it was from the factory. So the chassis definitely needs to be stiffened up. So that US Car Tools kit comes with rear torque boxes, the subframe connectors, and the front torque boxes, which is really going to help stiffen this up going down the road. So if you guys aren't familiar with Mopar's 5150, check them out on Instagram, man. They're doing some amazing stuff, and they just have a really, really cool page, a lot of really awesome content. But hey, last thing I wanted to say was thanks for stopping by the channel. I know like the videos right now are kind of boring, but I promise they'll get a lot better once I get all of the parts here and I can do a more in-depth videos on actual major progress for the Hemi swap. So that being said, thank you guys so much. If you feel I have earned your subscription, go ahead and subscribe. And dudes, I'll see you next time.